And good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle facing off with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today. COVID-19 as well as perceived disarray at HHS getting plenty of attention. KCAU-9 Washington correspondent Maddie Biertemple wraps up the day from D.C. in our top story at 10.
Secretary Kennedy pledged to make America healthy again and says he's made progress in doing that. But there was skepticism from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle about his overhaul of vaccine recommendations and some recent firings at the CDC.
You're so wrong on your facts.
You're interrupting me, and sir, you're a charlatan. That's what you are.
It was a combative hearing for HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Democratic lawmakers and some Republicans questioned his views on vaccines and his recent firing of the CDC director, whose lawyers say was targeted for standing up for science.
We are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at the CDC. They did not do their job.
Secretary Kennedy also took heat for replacing an entire vaccine advisory panel with his own picks, saying they avoided conflicts of interest.
If we put people who are paid witnesses for people suing vaccines, that actually seems like a conflict of interest.
Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy went back and forth with Kennedy. He said he's heard the FDA's recent move to narrow the approval of new COVID vaccines to high-risk groups has made it harder for some people to get the shot. Kennedy says anyone who wants one can get it.
Effectively, we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
Lawmakers also went after Kennedy on the pandemic. He said he didn't know how many people died and didn't see data showing the COVID-19 vaccine prevented deaths.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that.
The hearing comes as more than 1,000 current and former HHS employees call for Secretary Kennedy's resignation, as well as several Democrats on that committee. In Washington, I'm Maddie Biertemple.
Among those peppering Kennedy today, Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley. He zeroed in on farming regulations with the secretary. You may remember back in January, RFK Jr. said that during his confirmation hearing, he agreed to leave those regulations up to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Environmental Protection Agency. Jr. told the Grassley group today that he and USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins are working together on that agenda.
We've met with over 140 farm interests over the past 3 months to incorporate them to make sure that the MAHA agenda is consistent with their agenda. We are producing the best food in America, that we're protecting our soils and our soil microbiome.
Grassley says that the question comes after concerns have been raised to him by Iowa farmers about some of the things the secretary has been saying.